everyone, my name is Roihanatul Isti'anah. Here I want to explain about some material in learning language assessment. The first topic is concept of evaluation. Evaluation is like giving a grade or report on something. It could be a college project, research, or even someone's performance in a group discussion. Here's how it works. Number one is, what are we grading? First, we need to know what we are grading. For example, it could be a college, project, research, or even someone's performance in a group discussion. Number two, what's considered good? Next, we need to decide what makes something good or bad. For a college project, an A might mean that all instructions were followed and the work is creative. Number three, gather information. Now we need to collect all the information about what we are evaluating. This could be looking at the project closely, asking people questions, or observing how things are going. Number four, analyze the information. After that, we look at all the information we collected and try to make sense of it. We might compare it to what we said was good or bad earlier. Number five, share the result. Then, we tell others what we found. This could be a report, a meeting, or a presentation. Number six, use the results. Finally, we use what we found to make decisions. If a project got a bad grade, we might need to fix some things. If research got a good grade, it might be ready to be published or presented. Remember, evaluating is not about blaming people when things go wrong. It's about finding out how we can do better next time. Okay, the second types are strengths and weaknesses from Bloom's taxonomy. The first is the strengths. Number one, clear guide. Bloom's taxonomy gives teachers a clear plan for what skills students should learn and how to teach them. Number two, covers everything. It helps teachers make sure they cover all the important skills students need, from remembering facts to creating new ideas. Number three, matches objectives. Teachers can use it to make sure their lessons and tests match what they want students to learn. The next is weaknesses. Number one, too simple. Sometimes it makes learning seems too simple because it breaks it down into steps. In real life, learning is more complicated. Number two, not for everyone. It might not work well for every student because everyone learns differently. Number three, hard to use. It can be tricky for teachers to turn the theory into practical lessons that really help students learn. In short, Bloom's taxonomy is a helpful tool, but teachers need to be careful to use it in ways that fit their students and their teaching style. The third topic is types of tests. Number one, multiple choice tests. Students select the correct answer from a set of options. It's efficient for assessing a large amount of content and is commonly used in standardized testing. Number two, true or false tests. Students indicate whether statements are true or false. It's straightforward but may not effectively assess higher level thinking skills. Number three, short answer tests. Students provide brief written responses to questions. It allows for more detailed answers than multiple choice tests. and can assess understanding and application of knowledge. Number 4. Essay test. Students write longer, more detailed responses to questions or prompts. It's effective for assessing critical thinking, analysis, and synthesis skill, but can be time consuming to grade. Number 5. Fill in the blank test. Student complete sentence or phrases with missing words. It's useful for assessing factual knowledge and understanding. Number 6. Matching test. Students match items from two columns, such as definition to terms or concepts to example. It assesses knowledge of relationships between concepts. Number 7 is performance-based assessment. Students demonstrate skills or knowledge through practical tests or projects. Example includes presentations, experiment, portfolio, or simulations. This assessment can provide a more authentic measure of student learning, but may be more time-intensive to administer and evaluate. Each type of test has its own strengths and weaknesses, and educators often choose the most appropriate type based on learning objective, content, and desired outcomes. The fourth topic is rules in test scoring. Number 1. Scoring guidelines. These are like rules that tell us how to give points for different answers. They make sure everyone gets scored fairly. Number 2. Partial credit. Sometimes, even if you don't get everything right, you can still get some points for trying your best. Number 3. Getting things right. You get points when your answers are correct and match what's expected. Number 4. Consistency. Everyone who grades the test tries to give points in the same way, so it's fair for everyone. We also check that different people give similar scores. Number 5. Mistakes. If you make mistakes, like giving wrong answers or not finishing, you might lose points. It's like a little penalty. Number 6. Keeping things the same. We make sure that scoring happens the same way every time, so it's fair for everyone who takes the test. Number 7 is getting scores on time. After you take the test, we try to give you your scores as soon as possible. Number 8, keeping things private. Your test scores are private, but kept safe so nobody else can see them, except for you and your teachers. These rules help make sure that when you take a test, you get a fair score. That shows how well you did. Okay, the fifth topic as the last topics. What I will explain is what is validity and three types of validity. Validity means that something measures what it is meant to measure. If a particular assessment is designed to determine whether or not candidates have understood a set of compliance principles, it can be described as valid if it is able to show who understands the principles and who doesn't. Example, in order to be valid, a driving test should include a physical driving exam, not just a theory exam. Answering questions about driving car would not be a valid test of whether a person can drive or not. This requires the physical act of driving the car. Okay, the next is types of validity. There are three types of validity, and I will explain for each types and give some approach and example. Number one is content validity. Approach the content and composition of the test appropriate given what is being measured. For example is if a student sits an exam to test their course knowledge, the exam will need to cover all the pertinent points outlined in the course in order to have content validity. Number two, construct validity. Construct validity approach in how well does the test measure the underlying construct that is designed to measure. For example is if an assessment is designed to measure a candidate's math ability, does it actually show evidence of measuring this? Will candidates who score well in this math test also score well in others? If so, the test has high construct validity. The third, criterion validity. Approach that the result of the test be used to predict something related to the test. For example is if candidates scores well on a sales skills assessment, are they actually more likely to perform better in a sales role? A test that accurately predicts real world performance will have high criterion validity. Okay, there are the topics that can I explain. If I have some mistakes, please forgive me. Thank you.